Hello peeps, I'm back. This is Kimberly Purpose and welcome to my channel. I think I'm recording this right. Welcome family. Today I was sharing my YouTube, not my YouTube page, but this is my Pinterest page. Okay, I got you all. I wanted to make sure this thing keep on recording because I recorded before and it messed up on me. So this is like my second or third time recording this. But yeah, this is my Pinterest page, you guys. I just started. I know I don't have that many followers. I just began this one, and I couldn't log in my old one, so I had to start a new one. So yeah. Let me see if I can close that out at the bottom. Yeah, sorry about that. But I started this Pinterest is really great. I am really enjoying it because I think I did another video about how to use Pinterest to find your, to research your ancestors here online. And I found some interesting stuff on here. And so I just decided to do my own and start to have my own page. I set it up a category, which is American Aborigine. And then I did a subcategory. But on this particular blog, I wanted to talk about the Emblem of America. That's the one I wanted to talk about. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I've seen these particular pictures all around YouTube and also throughout social media, and it really captured my eye. Especially with Attentionist one, he's a fellow YouTuber. He touched on the emblem of America, and it sparked my interest because I wanted to learn more. I just looking at these indigenous artifacts is an excellent way to get the analogy or the symbols out of these artifacts through analyzing them. So I wanted to show you how to analyze some of these pictures, and some of these artifacts to give more supportive documentation that we are indigenous here to the Americas, and that we have rights to this land mass. And these pictures are pictures of the people with the afros that I was talking about. And a lot of these pictures was not published, not in the United States. We just started seeing them, and they were published mostly in Europe, and I guess that's why a lot of us were so indoctrinated here in America. And a lot of stuff was hidden from us that we weren't able to see the actual truth of who our true identity is. But I'm not going to focus on these two pictures at this point right now. My focus are on these two with the small children, because I've been doing a lot of research on this topic about the slave trade and what actually happened to the Indians during the 1500s during the initial contact. I'm going to click on, I guess I can click on this one right here. I'm going to enlarge these because I don't think you're going to be able to see them. But I'm going to enlarge this one right here. Yeah, here we go. This is the one. I believe this is a little girl. It might be a little boy. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm just analyzing this picture, and I wanted to show how you can get more information just by looking at the artifacts and just looking at old paintings like these to get a feel of exactly what took place and what happened during that particular time period. This particular picture came from the Brown, I believe it's the Brown University. And I'm clicking this on my phone because I don't want to lose it. The last time I tried to pull it up, it cut off on me. So yeah. And it's from the Brown Museum. I wanted to read the description to you all, but I'm not sure if it's going to let me. But let's see. No, okay, we over here. I did it on the computer. We don't have to do it. I don't have to pull it up on my phone. But anyway, here this same picture. This is where I've tagged the Pinterest on it from this particular picture right here. This emblem. So it's at definitely Brown University. It says here right here, John Carter Brown Library of Brown University. And over here off to the side, it was published in, it says here, 1800. And then, like I said, it was published in London, in Europe. This was hidden from us all this whole time. And we're just now able to see it now because of the internet and more modern technology give us access to see what actually happened to our indigenous people. A lot of stuff wasn't published here on purpose and by design in order to support slavery and the racism that occurred throughout the Americas, such as the Dawes Commission stealing the land, and also the Jim Crow laws that was used to further erase our indigenous heritage and rights to this land that we have. But anyway, sorry, my screen went out for a minute. I'm not sure what that's all about. But anyway, I want to read the description. It says here, an allegorical figure of America as a woman in classical dress standing beside a plinth inscribed to the memory of George Washington. A Native American child with feathered headdress, also dressed along the side beside the stone. In the background in Niagara Falls with Native American figures. Decorative element include American flag, spear, and tree. Okay? Now, this particular picture, I think, speaks volumes. I'm going to go back to this Pinterest page. I just want to read that description to you. Now, I want to be on this page because you can see it a little bit clearer on the screen. There's a lot of symbols. And allegorical, it says that allegorical. Allegorical means symbolic, symbols. Okay? And these are, you see her hair? She has an afro. She does not, first of all, I want to point out, this child here has an afro. So afros are with African, or just like the African Americans, which is us. These are our people right here. This is who we are. We're the Aborigines. And this child right here is an Aborigine Indian. Okay? You see the afro. And this was published in 1800. Allegory symbol is a representation of who they first saw here in the Americas on the East Coast. And they said this picture is painting of New York. This is what happened in New York, and it's explaining exactly what took place. Now, this child was so sad, and I imagine they are sad because of what the evil deeds that the Greys here have done, the Europeans. They stripped this poor child of her land and her heritage. This is what this painting is all about, how they took over, and these are 13 colonies. I see the stars. I'm not sure how many stars this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, these are the 13 stars that's represented in the colonies right here. And I think this is a representation of them stealing the identity of the indigenous people here. See why look at her, she got a feather in her head. It's her stealing the identity of this poor child. Now, I did some earlier videos, and I've been reading a lot of the historical books with historical artifacts in it, encyclopedias, scholar research journals, also different historical books and different articles and scientific articles that goes into further details of what and historical articles about what took place during this particular time period. And like I said, this picture speaks so much volume. Okay, I'm looking down here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but if you look down here, see, like I said, I'm looking at all the symbols. These are the indigenous people right here, the Indians, the Aborigines, the Black Indians. I don't like using Black, but we got African Americans who still use that term. So I got to say Aborigines, the Indians, aka African Americans, which is us. These are our people. And if you look at I'm sorry, I'm eating cough, but still got this cold. No, got sick. But anyway, if you look at this picture even closer, some of y'all might need a magnifying glass. If you ever get the picture, I want y'all to look at it closer. It's very symbolic. It even calls it an allegorical symbolic. It tells you exactly what took place. These are the indigenous people with the arrows in their hand. That's probably her family or her tribe back here fighting them, trying to get their child back. They were kidnapping the children from these 13 colonies and forcing them into slavery. And if you look further in the background, there are chains right here. I wish I could see this picture even closer. I can't see it very well. But I was wondering if the chains is on the girl's leg or anything. I can't tell, but it looks like it's a chain. I was trying to look at it with a magnifying glass to clearly look. I see chains or cuffs, it looks like, in the background. Where my arrow, if you look at the finger right here with the mouse, you see it look like chains. And it's right next to this little girl. And she looks so sad because this gray being entity, toxic parasite, stole her from her tribe right here. And then she's trying to take her identity, cultural virtue right here, and stole it from this poor child and her tribe. So this is what happened. Okay? And this is quite evident to me. And I find it interesting that these trees look like arrows. And the arrow is pointing to this lady. And this gray lady, Caucasoid, standing extra tall, which is racist. You know, you're not no God. You're not pure. You should be down here because you're not God. Okay? They painted these paintings to insult the Aborigines because they won. Now, I looked at the date on the other page that I was on. If you go back and look at the date, this was published in 1800s. Like I did another video. I can't remember which video it was, explaining how the Europeans did not conquer a lot of the lands in America till the 1700s and 1800s. And I think they conquered all of them around 1800. So that's a victory for them. That's when they started doing these terrible depictions right here of them conquering the indigenous people, putting themselves high and as big old giants, which they need to be midgets down here on the ground because they didn't do anything. All they did was kill off the men or enslave them and kidnap the women and children and threw them into slavery. This child is very sad, and rightfully so. They threw her in slavery, him or her into slavery. And they drew her extra tall, and that was by design. Racist tactic to try to build this false narrative that they are better than everybody, which they're not. So I see that. And that's the message loud and clear in this picture. And it's quite obvious. The history books is showing you what happened. These are the black people, the Aborigines. They kept on stealing the land. Big old thief here, the gray. And took it from the children and enslaved them. And you see the chains in the background. See? And it's telling you this is added criminalizing in supportive evidence, exactly what the Caucasoids did in this country. They didn't do anything special. And they said this is a memorial to, I think, George Washington. I guess he passed away. And so this picture is a victory for him, of what their whole objective was. From the get-go, when they first came here, was to take over this land, hoard it for themselves, which is not theirs. And personally, and they have never done any wrong. They have always, and pretend that they never did any wrong, in other words. So this is the memorial for George Washington. This is the child right here who's looking sad. This is the kidnapping I was doing. I did another video. I went on to the etymology online dictionary, looked up kidnap, and explained what kidnapping means. Kidnap means them kidnapping children. They kidnapped the indigenous children. They didn't put that down. Of course, they're going to continue to lie and try to cover up. But the fact is, Caucasoids, this entity here, evil entity here, right here, did nothing but kidnap the children and threw them into slavery. This is the chain right here. If y'all go back and look at it, you'll see it. I guess and I'm not sure it's a chain on her leg or not, but it looks like a little chain. They gave little subtle hints here. And if you look on the flag, there are numbers on here, and I can't see it very well. I don't know what it's indicative of. It looks like a 9 or a 7 right here. And then right here, I'm not sure. A 1 and a 4. Maybe it represents July 4th of their independence. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't read it very well. That's why I said I would love to look at this artwork up closer and get a better view. But it looks like little numbers here representing something. Maybe I'm thinking maybe July 4th or something. Maybe that's what it means, the day of independence. Like they like to celebrate Independence Day. Or I don't know what these numbers are, but if you look closer, you can see the numbers here. And then, like I said, there's the tree representing the arrows of the indigenous people. These are the people in the background. And then they built this lady, making her more tall and like a giant compared to this little child. And the feathers, her stealing the feather means, because, of this child, representing them stealing the identity of this indigenous child, taking, it's also in the dictionary, criminating evidence in Webster's dictionary that says that American used to be applied to the Aborigines, copper colored people, now applied to the Europeans, the Caucasoids. And they don't have no right. They should not be called American. They are European American. That's why we as indigenous people should call all Europeans, Caucasoids, European Americans, immigrants, because that's who they are. They're not indigenous to this land. Never have been, never will be. They're not the first ones. They did not discover anything. It was already populated by the indigenous people right here, the copper-colored people, all over the world globally. I did some videos on that as well. But another thing I noticed is about this picture is this girl, this Caucasoid, has an evil smirk on her face. You look at her face, the little girl has a sad face, and then the chains behind her represent slavery of the indigenous people. And this lady here has a smirk on her face. It's like it was all by design. It was planned. All this was planned. Their smirk means that treachery, trickery, it's the stealing of the land. She's looking like she knows something, and they up to something, and they knew exactly what they did. And see, and it's a representative of them winning over the land of the indigenous people. That's what I think. But I'm gonna go on to the next picture. This picture here with the children. I know this is something else because I was talking about how they had the wars against the indigenous people and how they captured the children. This picture further explains exactly what they were doing. I'm clicking on it so it can look bigger so you all can see it. Oh no. It took me to the wrong page. I wanted y'all to look at a larger size of it. Sorry, you guys. Now, let me maybe I'm talking too much. But anyway, let me get back to this. Let me do all this coughing. Now, I'm on this part here with the kiss. I didn't mean to go over here. Let me go back to where I was. I was trying to make this larger. And excuse me, you guys, I didn't mean to cough. I'm really not supposed to be doing all this talking because I have laryngitis right now. And I kind of having a cold. But I really wanted to share this information with you all that I just learned. But anyway, I'm getting a mint right now. I apologize, you guys. Anyway, let me get back. Now, I was on this part right here about the little boys. These are the little boys right here. I was trying to make this larger so you all could see it. It's not going to make it bigger. But I can't see this one at all very closely. A Indigenous one on YouTube mentioned this on this video, on one of his videos about how the Emblem of America has some symbols in it. And I can see exactly what he's talking about. And personally, when I look at this video, this particular picture, it means, let me see. I believe it means indoctrination. Once again, they made the lady look extra tall compared to the small children. And I believe they showing them conquering. Once again, they charading around the 13 colonies, the stars. And I would love to know when this was published. Probably around the same time period as the other one with the little girl. And like I said, I can't see this picture very well like I did with the little girl. Like they did that as a little girl. Let's see if I can go back. The one with the little girl right here. The little boy who's looking sad. I can't see this one as well. But I know it has pictures here. And I think that's Jefferson and maybe Benjamin Franklin or something. I think. But I will have to do a separate video on on that one. And I apologize. I started coughing, you guys. I had to drink some water and get me some peppermint. I didn't mean to do that, but I wanted to share what I've learned, and I'm not sure about this one because I can't open up the window. I just can't see this picture as clear as I did the other one. But and like I said, these types of pictures have a lot of symbols and represents exactly what happened. But I think it means the indoctrination of the Native children, stripping them of their indigenous heritage and everything, and forcing them to learn Europeanized logics and stuff in the school systems. When they drag them into the European school system through colonization, and strip them of their indigenous heritage. I think this is what this is all about, having that control, and also slavery, the racism and all that, and stripping the indigenous people to their ties to the land. And then I'm not sure who these people are. I will have to read up on it. I just can't see it right now, and I can't get a bigger view like the other one. But these pictures speak volumes. It tells the story of exactly what took place in this country. And it's further evidence of exactly what took place, especially with this one. This one's very evident. It tells you exactly what happened. Indigenous people trying to get their kid back. and she's enslaved. And there's a chain right here. And I believe this is a little girl. It might be a little boy. And you see the afros, the identity of the people. And then this big lady right here with a smirk on her face, smiling at the fact that they had conquered the Indians. That's what I see out of this picture. But yeah, analyzing our historical documents is key to understanding our history and understanding our heritage and everything. And I was just giving an example through the Emblems of America of how this can be done. But this is all I'm gonna do, you all, for today on this particular video. I might do another one on the little boys right here, the two little boys. If I could get a larger picture and research it some more, I will. But this girl right here, really, I saw a lot of stuff, and I didn't even, let me see if I can enlarge it. It sort of went away. I can't get it to look larger, but a lot of stuff. I think if I had more, a closer view, I could see more. But analyzing all this stuff, looking at it closer, understanding the history, is very important for us to be able to understand what took place and understand ourselves. And this is another person's page on Pinterest. I'm not sure. Well, I guess these are the more pictures. This is what I'm talking about. All these wonderful pictures here on Pinterest, showing what happened, giving us more historical artifacts, pictures. These is where I go to get some of my pictures for my videos and for my further research. I just find this so amazing, very amazing, very interesting, very insightful as to what happened to us here in Americas. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. But I would love to hear what you all think about Pinterest and your research. Have you found anything? Did you find it to be helpful? And please let me know. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm sorry. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to my TV, my Black TV Junction. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Black Junction TV. Sorry, Black Junction TV. Don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well if you get a chance. And till next time, peace and be blessed. Bye bye.